Yeah, kinda is for video gamers, for Pokemon fans. Koro is like that. I had no clue there was going to be a typing game. I couldn't have predicted that at all. I didn't. I think it's only being released out in Japan over to English-speaking countries. I have a bad feeling about the next Pokemon game for Wii, and that mainly comes from Pokemon Battle Revolution on Wii. That was such a fail attempt at having a stadium fighting game 3D for the Wii. I don't think, or at least I'd hope, they would put some more effort into making a story that would be interesting, and not just make it a battle platform. That's literally all it was a way to see your Pokemon in 3D with some cool animations. And it's not like they had many animations, they had about 2, maybe 3. Or even 4 if you want to count the death animation. Oh, yeah, you know, that is, speaking of holograms. Why does the chat go all the way up there like that? Is that just the chat exploding from lag? That probably is. I'm sure it is. But for the longest time, probably when I first discovered the gorillas, or no, actually it was before that, before I even knew what the gorillas were, it was because of my interest in holograms that I discovered the gorillas, because they do live stage performances with cartoon characters, and it's holograms. They're live holograms walking around on stage, singing and, well, it's probably pre-recorded of course, but singing and dancing all synced up to the music. It's a really cool performance. So I've always wanted to have Pokemon as holograms. You know, I've actually, this is my book of thoughts here, and I actually designed a necklace that you would wear that would be a Pokemon hologram transmitter. Of course it's not going anywhere because it's all just speculation on what it could be. But I don't even know if I could find it, I'll just explain it to you. It would basically be a Pokewalker, except, you know, it wouldn't be the Pokewalker. It'd be a Pokeball about that size, attached to your neck with a string, and it would have like a little dot here, the dot where you press the button to let your Pokemon out. That would be the hologram transmitter. And as you're walking along, you know, it would take a lot of things. It's shaky. And you need perfect lighting, you need darkness, you need a sturdy, stable area to create them. Otherwise, they won't turn out great. But I would think that in the future of technology, we'd have some kind of shock-resistant coils we could put in the device, so while you're walking along and the necklace is beating on your chest back and forth as you take steps, it doesn't mess up the hologram image, but your Pokemon is walking out with you in real 3D space, so everybody can see it, but it's only photons. And I just saw before, am I going to do the Jurassic Park game LP? I heard you guys saying that, and that it was made by Telltale Games, and I haven't even gotten a chance to look into it. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I definitely want to LP that game. I feel that my Let's Plays really, they show who I am. And Jurassic Park's a huge part of what I believe in and what I like overall. You know, when I was just starting out going through high school, I thought I was going to be an archaeologist, but through a little bit of research, I found that unfortunately the jobs for archaeologists are really scarce this day, and most of them don't even involve digging up dino bones anymore. It's more or less working for the government to find oil pockets. So that was a big disappointment. All hail, I'm standing by and it's not showing you on my Wi-Fi club. Voice acting. As far as Pokemon I'd like to see in the 6th generation, One, I would like to see, or I would just say overall, I'd like to see a lot more sea creatures, a lot more ocean-inspired Pokemon, because there's a lot of deep sea dwelling real animals that are on this planet that are really cool and really just far out there in their body structures. And if Nintendo was to take some inspiration from that, I think they could come up with some really cool Pokemon. Also, it would be interesting if they incorporated space. I don't know. We have Deoxys, the only space virus Pokemon, but they didn't go much further than that. A marine bullet bill. Yeah, that is like a marine bullet bill. Sunfish. Yeah, the problem with Pokemon, and this is it's a nice thing that there's such a great community behind it, and really that community's just starting to emerge now. Make sure it's listed. Alright, I'm going to disconnect the speakers real quick and just go out of the Wi-Fi club to check if I can register all thrill. All hail, all thrill. All hail, all thrill. I'm pretty sure I had it entered in, but I don't know if it was entered in correctly, so we'll double check. Well, if it was. Check friend code 2408 5346 1810. I don't know why, but for some reason your code was not entered in. Unless you're a Pokemon trainer. No, you're not a Pokemon trainer. Yeah, so I need your friend code, Ninja. Maybe you entered in my code wrong, or maybe I gave it to you wrong, I don't know. Oh, I have your code wrong. Alright, let me re-register you then. Okay, that's what it was. So, 2... and 1801, not 10. Alright. Should be able to get this cross-transceiver chat going now. Whoa, why the hell did it just go all the way back up there? Oh, great. I didn't realize the chat scrolled all the way up and then you guys were asking me questions. Of course. If I was hit with a portal gun. Nothing, comrades. Don't you know that Russians have a heart of obsidian? So we're not affected by portals. You can't be jumping in and out of a Russian. Yes. I cannot wait for the 3DS shop to come. I'm so pumped for that. I think it's going to be using Nintendo points, but as soon as it comes out, I'm going out and getting a bunch of Nintendo points, or at least as much as it takes to get the Bit Trip Saga. I'm so excited to see that in 3D. I haven't really been able to 3D that much because the only game I caught, thinking of Pokemon, of course, it's PokeChat. But the only game I got, not caught, was Pilot Wings. And I beat that pretty much in and out. So there's no other part of the Woohoo Island that I need to explore. What about the 3DS don't you like? Oh, my friend code? Yeah, that would be important, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's a good idea that you got, or yeah, it was a great idea to have gotten your 3DS at launch, even if you didn't have any titles for it, because now when everybody's going to get it as soon as Ocarina comes out, there's going to be shortages. My friend code, it shouldn't be that elusive. It's just, I'm too lazy. No, that's not the case. I just keep forgetting to add it to my description on Twitter. But as soon as I do that, it'll make things a lot easier because you guys can just tweet me your friend codes, and then my 3DS friend code, Pokemon Black friend code, and any other maybe on the Wii, if you guys can think of one. I guess Brawl. That will also be on Twitter. I was actually surprised with Twitter. I thought it was kind of like Facebook where the conversations weren't interesting at all, but it's a different kind of situation when you're on Twitter as a broadcaster of content and people come all around talking about the kind of things that you're doing. You know, it's all relevant and it's all interesting. Chime, you sent me a great article about the kid who was blind who could play Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's amazing. I love learning about it. And to have that funnel of information and direct contact to you guys in my pocket pretty much at all times because I tweet from my Droid, you know, that's just fantastic. I like it a lot better than Facebook. I don't think I'll ever create a Facebook again. That is such a glitchy and virus-ridden site. Even the ad banners that you don't click on, I've seen my friends get viruses from them. So I don't even want to risk that with my computer. Plus, I don't feel like managing a Facebook, a Twitter, and a YouTube. I'm quite well with just the Twitter. I am partially Russian. I'm a great percentage Italian, Hungarian, Czechoslovakian. I don't know if I'm anything else, but I know I'm that. So, I'm not Hispanic. Don't know what gave you that idea. I'm not battling anybody yet in Pokemon White or Black because I don't have a team yet. Still, I'm doing the walkthrough, so I haven't had any time to train an EV team. It's really funny because if you want to stop playing a game, do a Let's Play of it, because you won't play it in your free time. And I do that on purpose, too, because I believe that you can have too much of a good thing sometimes, sadly. And if I just get burnt out on Pokemon all the time, I'm not going to be as exuberant when I'm talking to you guys about it for my videos. So that's why in my free time I usually play other things that are not Pokemon. But it was completely inverse before I started doing Let's Plays. It was Pokemon all the time, and it was nothing but training my EV trained team. Now the only time that I get a chance to check out a new Pokemon, and even then not fully because I don't go out and train it, I just write it out on paper and see how it works, is when I give you guys the Pokemon of the week for the PokeChat. Comrades, I don't really do any battles. I don't even have a Pokemon's game. I mean, I could borrow. Well, yeah, I could use Heart Gold. That one doesn't have any data on it, I believe.